What is happening, everybody? Hey, so if you don't already know me, if you haven't watched the previous videos in this playlist, my name is Nico Guillory. I am the partner and founder here at Grand River Fence Company. I wanted to encourage you for this is, the last video of this playlist, or potentially more to come. But for now, I think this is part 6 of all of our videos in this playlist. So this video is talking about the project estimate, so the actual estimate document. If you have questions about what we're doing inside of this job packet, go back to our part 1 video of this playlist, and you can see a lot more in-depth information about what we're trying to achieve and educate our clientele or even potential business owners in our area as well. So, project estimate worksheet. This is our worksheet. We have built this thing in-house, and we use it on a number of things, but it's primarily to provide you with an estimate and some clarifying information, some educational information on here as well. So first and foremost, we got at the very top, project estimate. So where are we located? You've got our on-site location, 1520 Rupert Drive. I think it's Rupert Street, actually. Street South Northeast. Yeah, on here it's wrong, guys. 1520 Rupert Street Northeast, Suite A, Grand Rapids, Michigan, 49525. Info at grandriverfencecompany.com. Phone number 616-816-4552. You're going to see in this document the date of written estimate. The date of written estimate is from which, we set a 10 business day expiration on the estimate due to tariffs, due to when we had COVID happen, we had materials just skyrocketing in price. We had such volatility on material pricing that we couldn't guarantee a price of your fence for more than 10 days. So because of the uncertainty of the market, we still just stick with a 10-day guarantee. So if the price from the date of project estimate, if it goes past 10 days, we need to get this price requoted. Fortunately, just recently, or at least this past year in 2025, going into 2026, we don't foresee or have had an issue with guaranteeing a price even 2 or 3 months later. Prices have not been so volatile the last couple of months, so it's not really been a big an issue. Estimate number. So this is a number that you can refer back to for your estimate, and we can find you in our system. All right. There's going to be some client information in here. So in this case, it'll be your information, Mrs. Jones, at the address, city, state, and zip code, the email address, the phone number, and business name, right? If there's a business name. Once again, we are veteran owned. So myself and my business partner are both military. I was in the Air Force, and my business partner was in the Army. Past that, some project descriptions. So you'll see some actual photos of some of our previous work. And our previous work is going to show you more or less what kind of fence to expect. If it's a wood fence, you're going to have a picture of a wood fence. If it's a cedar wood fence, you're going to have a picture of a cedar wood fence. If it's horizontal, if it's vertical, if it's a vinyl privacy fence, if it's aluminum, whatever it might be, you're going to have a photo of it in this document, to include a drawing, a layout of the actual fence and to include your house, everything else that on a satellite image. So we can get a good depiction of where everything is going. This can be handed off to our crew. The guys know what's going on from just a glance, right? But this is also guaranteeing that you know that, okay, we're all on the same page. We're not having any mismatched ducks in a row. Our communication is clear. We know what we're doing. And your message, your intent is being clearly defined and passed along and communicated to us as the installers. Okay. This QR code, this is going to take you to some educational documents. So part of this playlist you found us on YouTube, this playlist goes into education, right? So our QR code will also take you to information from a Google Docs standpoint. So we put in some hyperlinks in there for videos, for processes, for documentation. It's a bunch of good information in that QR code. So feel free to peruse there as well. You'll see in here total sections and dollar and per feet. So in this instance, all of our fences are not just quoted, but materials are derived from the total sections. So if I've got 100 feet of 6 foot tall white vinyl fence, let's take, for example, 80 feet. So vinyl fence is installed on 8-foot centers. At least our product is. So 8-foot centers means that if I have 80 feet of fence, or a single run of 80 feet, then I know I need 8 sections of fence to build out into this project. Well, if it's 81 feet, I'm sorry to say, but we need an extra section to cover that extra 1 foot, right? So we can work with you. If you see that, hey, I've got 81 or 82 feet of run on this one side, hey, is it possible to bring this line of fence in a foot or two? And that drastically changes the price of your project. You can easily see $300 to $600 or even $800 savings from that one section of fence on one run. It's typically a second run that's also being shaved down. All right, so if you got 81 feet on both sides, that's 2 extra sections you got to account for what is only, what is that, 8 minus 1 is 7, so 14 feet of fence not being used, right? But what ends up happening, a lot of other contractors or companies will do dollar per foot. What ends up happening is they are potentially shooting themselves in the foot because they have to go out and buy that whole extra section and they're only paying for 1 foot of that section. Now, other contractors can 100% go ahead and do that. I don't encourage them to do that. I want to make sure that contractors and companies are doing a good job by them, or doing themselves justice, and also providing the company or their clients with good quality products. If a company is not able to keep some bit of profit, then they're going to be gone in a matter of months or years. And if they go out of business, then that means you as the client who's received this product from this quote unquote qualified contractor, you can't get a fix. Let's say it would have been covered under a warranty. Well, if the company goes under, you lose your warranty. So it pays for a company and a contractor to actually give, a high enough price to be able to cover said warranty so they can stay in business and continue to provide good quality product to their clientele. Right? So it does make sense of why these contractors need to be aware of how do we charge by the foot, by the section. There is ways to be on top of things when they are charging by the foot, but they need to be aware. And if they're not aware, they can potentially shoot themselves in the foot. From a client's perspective, we want you to understand the difference, right? So whenever you see the cost difference, I can't speak for everybody, right? But I know some contractors may be less than integral or have high levels of integrity. What may end up happening is, I'm short $300 for this one extra section. I need to charge you for this extra section, when they could have easily prevented the issue with just quoting you by a section cost instead of a feet, so they didn't lose out on that potential extra issue. Nobody likes surprise costs. It's a hard topic to talk about right now, but no one likes that uneasy feeling. Everybody enjoys the fact that, okay, I sign on a dotted line, the project's getting done for the cost that's given there, unless a change order is necessitates the issue. But proper planning prevents poor position planning. Performance. There we go. Right? So I encourage everybody to really watch inside their quote to make sure that they are paying for and getting what they're paying for. All right. Part of this is also understanding the type of product being installed. If I'm buying a horizontal wood fence or a 6-foot tall white vinyl privacy fence, I want to make sure that I'm also getting that type of fence in this quote. I don't want to be signing on the dotted line for an aluminum fence when I'm buying a privacy vinyl fence. Right? Type and the material types, wood, vinyl, aluminum, chain link, quantity of walk gates. A walk gate is defined depends on the material type, but typically a 5/4, 3-foot wide gate or opening. And then a double drive gate is anything that's typically 6 foot plus. Okay? And that typically has 2 leafs or 2 swings. And then, of course, you've got your cantilever gates or your slide gates, which we absolutely install as well. If you got questions on those, let us know. We did install one just with a project off of Forest Hills Avenue. Fantastic couple. Great family. Love them. Looking forward to work with them again for gate automation. But in any case, if you have questions on that, let us know. And then past all of that, you're going to have pricing information down below. So the quantity, which is typically your sections, how many sections going in. In your instance, a walk gate counts as 2 sections, and then a double drive gate. So double drive typically has 2 gates, which means that's 4 sections, right? So 1 gate costs 2 sections. That gives us double drive, 2 gates, 4 sections, okay? Plus the total number of sections up top there. So if I got 8 sections going in, plus a single walk gate, that's 10 sections. You should see a quantity of 10 with a description in there as well. 6 foot tall, white vinyl privacy fence. Total, whatever the total cost of the project is going to be. And then once you, in your job packet, when you receive this via email, you're going to have the option to select one of these 3. Approve quote, move to contract. Update quote, or decline quote. You will select one of these 3 options, and trust me, we're not going to be offended if you hit decline. That just tells us that, okay, we need to go ahead and move forward, let you go, and if you need any information after that, then we're happy to help you out. But update quote tells us, okay, you need more information, you need to change things up, whatever it might be. And then, of course, you've approved the quote and you're ready to move forward with the project. Great. Once that's done, then we resend this document along with our contract agreement, or rather the project agreement. And that's just going to finalize all the details. Like, okay, we are in fact doing it for this cost, with this number of sections, at this location, yada, yada, yada. It's meant to protect us both. We're not going to be able to just walk as, oh, you said this and you said that. No. Nobody likes surprises. Let's keep things simple and keep things professional. So this is kind of the process in a nutshell. If you have any questions pertaining to this document or previous other documents, the job packet, the overall view, don't hesitate to reach out. Give us a call, give us a text, give us an email. Our phone, 616-816-4552. Our email is info@grandriverfencecompany.com. Our website, contact us page, grandriverfencecompany.com. Located at 1520 Rupert Street, Northeast, Grand Rapids, Michigan, 49525. Either contact myself, Nico Guillory, or my business partner, Shane Davis, or you'll be in touch with our client experience officer, Brooke Sanders. Look forward to working with you. I hope you have a great one. If you have any questions pertaining to this, don't hesitate to reach out. Check out our other videos for more information, our build processes, or any of our installation techniques. All right. Thanks again. See ya.